America, a Universal Media Access-owned radio station.
Good evening, Bay Area. Good evening, Lowell. How is it going?
Whoops. Let me grab the mic there, Alima. I'm doing well. When she told me before the show that we were going to have a double dose of Alima, I'm excited and ready to go.
I'm excited. You're excited. I hope the listeners are also excited. And Niru in India, are you with us? Uh-oh. We don't have her online.
Niru, hello. Oh, we just lost her.
There seems to be some issue connecting with Niru, but that's all right. We're going to connect with her in a little while as we go along the show. So dosto, I hope everyone is doing well. This is Alima on Rangmunch at Desi 1170. It's a beautiful Saturday out there. In fact, I was talking to Lowell about Holi. I mean, Holi is coming up on the 27th and 28th, and it's the festival of colors. Basically, that's what Holi is like. It's kind of like Thanksgiving for having a good harvest. It comes at the beginning of spring, and typically Stanford and a lot of these universities where they have all these international student organizations and everything. I mean, they do it on a big scale, so it's total fun with colors. They're going to put you with throw colors and water balloons and things like that. So it's real fun.
You had me at colors. I'm excited to check it out.
You should check it out. You should. In fact, my workplace where I work, we had our Holi celebrations yesterday. So they had a huge, they brought all the food out there and everything. And there was like music going on, tattoos, henna, all those things, and they were all playing Holi and everything. To those two, it's the festival of colors. I mean, everyone is all happy about it. It's kind of season of love too, and obviously behind every festival that happens in India, the premise has always been the good winning over the evil. So socha ki, why don't I start off with with a Holi song as we go along, and then we'll try to connect with Niru from India if she comes in online. So dosto, stay put. This is Alima, Rangmunch, Desi 1170. If you wish to give us a call and would like to chat with us, the number to call is 408-912-5565, and I'll be right back.
मन से मन का मेल जो हो तो रंग से मिल जाए रंग होली के रघुवीरा होली खेले रघुवीरा होली खेले रघुवीरा होली खेले रघुवीरा यवत में होली खेले रघुवीरा अरे होली खेले रघुवीरा यवत में होली खेले रघुवीरा होली खेले रघुवीरा यवत में होली खेले रघुवीरा हिल मिल आवे लोग लुगाई हिल मिल आवे लोग लुगाई हिल मिल आवे लोग लुगाई भाई महाराज में धीरा यवत में होरी खेले रघुवीरा अरे होरी खेले रघुवीरा यवत में होरी खेले रघुवीरा होरी खेले रघुवीरा यवत में होरी खेले रघुवीरा अरे होरी खेले रघुवीरा यवत में होरी खेले रघुवीरा
तलक दिनी दिख तकताल
जा 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 जनन जान
अरे दिखनी तक दिनी दिख दिन तो
कारे काहे का जनन धान दा
अरे दिनी तक दिन तक दिन
तरन धान दा
दिनी तक दिनी तक दिनी तक दिनी तक दिनी तक दिनी तक निकल तक दिन दा
तनिक शर्म नहीं
रंग से मिल जाए रंग होली के रघुवीरा
होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा
होली खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होली खेले रघुवीरा
अरे होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा
होली खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होली खेले रघुवीरा
हिल मिल आवे लोग लुगाई
हिल मिल आवे लोग लुगाई
हिल मिल आवे लोग लुगाई भाई महारान में धीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा अरे होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा अरे होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा
हट तलक दिनी दिख तक दल
जा 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 जनन धान दा
अरे दिख नहीं तक दिनी दिख दिन तो
कारे काय है का जनन धान दा
अरे दिनी तक दिन तक दिन
तरन धान दा
दिनी तक दिनी तक दिनी तक दिनी तक दिनी तक दिनी तक निकल तक दिन दा
तनिक शर्म नहीं आई देखे नहीं अपनी उमरिया तनिक शर्म नहीं आई देखे नहीं अपनी उमरिया ओ 60 बरस में इश्क लड़ाए 60 बरस में इश्क लड़ाए मुखड़े पे रंग लगाए बड़ा रंगीला सावरिया मुखड़े पे रंग लगाए बड़ा रंगीला सावरिया चुनरी पे डाले अमीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा अरे चुनरी पे डाले अमीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा
अरे होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा
हिल मिल आवे लोग लुगाई भाई महलन में भीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा अरे होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा
अब के पाग मुझसे खेलो ना होरी
हाँ ना खिला
तोरी शपथ मैं उमरिया की थोरी
हाय 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 चाचा देखे है ऊपर से झाके नहीं अंदर सजनिया
देखे है ऊपर से झाके नहीं अंदर सजनिया
उम्र चढ़ी है दिल तो जवा है उम्र चढ़ी है भैया दिल तो जवा है बाहों में भर के मुझे जरा झनका दे पैजनिया
बाहों में भर के मुझे जरा झनका दे पैजनिया
साची कहे है कबीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा
अरे साची कहे है कबीरा अवध में होली खेले रघुवीरा
अरे होरी खेले रघु
होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा
होली खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होली खेले रघुवीरा
हिल मिल आवे लोग लुगाई
हिल मिल आवे लोग लुगाई
भाई महारान में धीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा अरे भैया होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले रघुवीरा हाँ होरी खेले रघुवीरा अवध में होरी खेले
that was a little technical glitch. Not our fault, right, Lowell? It's all the internet fault.
Yes.
We didn't do anything.
Wi-Fi let us down
I
big
know.
time.
Neeru, are you able to connect with us now?
Yes, I am.
There we go. Fantastic, fantastic. I almost kind of gave up. I'm thinking, I always think India has the power problem, but not the US. And see, even without a power problem, we have internet problems.
It's just contagious, I guess.
Wow, you sound very good right now. Let's keep it that way, huh?
Very good. And all thanks to Lowell, okay? He figured this one out. So I love this guy. I mean, this is fantastic. So this is Alima and Neeraj is able to join us from India. So we are actually doing a 2-hour special and we have a hodgepodge of songs and then, of course, whatever is happening in all the TV shows and serials. So, Pehla, let me start off with Veera. I know we talked about Veera last week, Neeraja, and I'm not sure if you've caught up or not. लेकिन Veera में तो अभी क्या है कि Ranvi, he did not run away, but he kind of ran away to search for his father.
Okay.
So it looks like the whole unit has moved to Amritsar and they've done a few days of shooting over there. So the Golden Temple and wo sab kuch, ho raha hai. So that's where they're kind of headed right now. So obviously
They showed the Golden Temple?
I didn't catch the Friday ka show. Friday ka show, I didn't get a chance to watch it. Lekin suna hai ki, I was like chatting with Raghuveer and Wasim, and but they did do a stint in Amritsar. So eventually, if not Friday, to Zarur Monday, maybe they're going to show us the temple and everything. So abhi it looks like it's a hit and miss. I don't think he's in Amritsar yet. From as I was chatting on the show, social forums and stuff, abhi it's a hit and miss. But it's really. I can just feel ki Ratan ka anguish when your child is missing.
Yes.
Yes. That pain, that fear. I mean, that fear in the gut of your stomach. You know what I'm saying? Ki you would know. I mean, I would know. It's.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're not whole again till you catch that glimpse of your child again.
And the minute ki when you know that had happened. I mean, Sneha was amazing when that first few moments when she realizes that Ranvi had left the house. And then, of course, Hamara Pyari, Harshita. Veera is like she's got this really cutesy expressions on her face and wondering why her BG is like doing some of the things that she's not supposed to do, and this little tyke is like she just goes in, she changes into everything, she grabs her stuff, she just takes it for granted ki I'm going with my BG.
That's it, to search for my brother.
That's it. So it's like, so her, I mean, she was amazing on the Thursday episode when I saw. That's when they actually set out to look for Ranvi, and
I saw the promo.
Yeah. And then she's got this look on her face as, you're seriously telling me not to go with you? What the heck are you talking about? Look.
It's quite understood that I'd follow my brother wherever he is.
Yeah, obviously. It was like, it's so obvious, BG. What were you thinking, Keto, telling me? And of course, Ratan is like, there's no way you're going to be coming with me and all that stuff. And so here is Nihal and Ratan in the Jeep and they're conversing. And of course, she's like reminiscing her kids and thinking ki, I miss their chatter and I miss, the things that she missed. It's like sometimes you don't realize a few things until they're not in front of your eyes. And Pat from the back, Veera comes up and says, but I'm here, BG. And she stows away in the Jeep, and then it was just hilarious. I mean, it was painful and hilarious at the same time when I watched. But she's such a darling. I mean, she is an amazing, amazing little tyke who does things. So, but it was still going strong. I mean, how many episodes did we finish off Veera now?
100, 105,
we just
I think.
finished
105 or 110.
Yeah. It's still going strong. I mean, the story has been very gripping. The execution has been very tight. The screenplay has been fantastic so far. I mean, I've pretty much watched all the episodes, and I never felt that there was a loose string anywhere. You know, and these two kids have just kept their end of the bargain along with Sneha, and they've been doing a fantastic job actually. And I just felt so bad. I kind of got so involved in it, oh my God, I mean, just imagine like your kid is not in the house and he ran away looking for something. Oh
my God.
Yeah, like 11, 10 years old? 11, 12 years old now?
He's just
after
young.
the leap, yeah.
Yeah, 12, I think.
Yeah. It's like you always want them to protect in the house and keep them safe.
That's true.
And all that stuff. So anyway, dosto, that was Veera. Veer Ki Ardas Veera. It comes up on Star Plus, and according to the Indian Standard Time, it's on Star Plus and it plays at 10:30 p.m. That is one show I would recommend you guys. Zarur dekhna. I mean, it's worth a watch, and trust me, I can be very, very picky with my shows, and I can be very, very critical about my shows too. So ज़रूर देखना. So when I was watching that नीरू तो मुझे ये song याद आई. So I सोचा कि let me share this with you. It is such and of course तुम्हें तो you have to critique me on the songs है ना. ये तो तुम्हारा routine हो गया है अभी. तो you have to say. So let me see how I pass this test for this 2-hour special today. ठीक है?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Stay tuned, guys. This is Alima Neeraja, Rangmunch, Desi 1170. We'll be right back.
मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ, सुख सपनों में खो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ, सुख सपनों में खो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ. तकदीर हमारी, उस दिन के ख्वाब सजाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ, सुख सपनों में खो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ. कल तुम जब आंखें खोलोगे, जब होगा उजियारा, कल तुम जब आंखें खोलोगे, जब होगा उजियारा, खुशियों का संदेशा लेकर आएगा समय हर तारा, मत आस के दीप बुझाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ, सुख सपनों में खो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ ना. तुम सोते करता है जीते जी मैं यूं ही गाता जाऊं, जी करता है जीते जी मैं यूं ही गाता जाऊं, गर्दिश में थके हारों का माथा सहलाता जाऊं, फिर एक दिन तुम दोहराओ, फिर एक दिन तुम दोहराओ, सुख सपनों में खो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ, मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ,
मैं गाऊं तुम सो जाओ. Hey Niru, hey. Well, I was just getting into my reminiscing mode of, the 70s and the 60s songs, and I was just thinking कि इतना soothing है ना वो music.
Yeah, definitely. मैं almost सो गई थी.
नहीं, क्या है ना कि that's what you kind of want your kids to feel so protected.
Yeah, lilting, so soothing.
I know. तो नहीं, क्या है ना कि मैंने जब भी वीरा देखती हूँ ना तो I just feel so it just gives me a warm feeling.
I know.
Warm feeling ki, I hope everything becomes okay with these people, with this family. It's not like I'm totally involved with it, but I kind of relate to it ki what can happen to your kids out there, Actually, on that note, I know ki I mentioned to you about this this Ohio rape thing that I've been watching last week, Niru. When you get a chance that पढ़ लेना, the thing that caught my attention is case के बारे में, obviously it has to do with a 16-year-old girl getting raped by two college football.
God.
So of course they were found guilty and everything and happened, but the thing that really caught my attention on this key is when after the event had happened, the amount of texting, the amount of clips that had went out there on the social forums, the media, and the amount of gloating and everything that went key. Oh, it's like, we've done this, we're not going to get caught kind of a thing. I mean, I heard there were like 40,000 messages that went out like in 2 or 3 days.
Oh my goodness.
Among all this whole community of all this teenagers and everything. And I'm sitting and thinking, oh my God, I mean, and I want to throw this out there to the listeners. Agar aap sun rahe ho, to, hey, I would be more than welcome to, hear your opinion or your thoughts ki, what do you feel about your kids using the social forums and the cell phones and the texting? I mean, how much control? I'm not saying you have to keep an eye on them 24/7, right?
It's impossible, Alima, to keep an eye on them 24/7.
Yeah, it's impossible. Or at the same time, you have to show some trust in them. You think they would make the right decision or the right choices on things like this. But like for middle schoolers who have cell phones, or high school might be a little over the top for me to go check the messages or whatever. But if you are a parent out there, kya aap log, do you think you would be occasionally checking text messages that your children might be doing? I mean, they might be texting either through an iPod or, through the cell phones. I mean, I really want to know, does it scare you? I mean, do you feel confident your kids would be, be within the boundaries of the social forums? And do you feel that if they see something that doesn't feel right, kya wo gar aakar, will they be able to tell to the parents? Will they come and say this had happened? I mean, they might be scared to go to the police or the law enforcement, but will they be comfortable enough to come and tell you? Because I really want to know, because I honestly, Niru, there were lots of times I wasn't very diligent in checking text messages for my children.
Okay.
Because I always was like, okay, you're placing a certain amount of trust, but in talking to a few parents in the schools and stuff, I thought I was being dysfunctional, because these parents would check those messages on a regular basis, it seems.
But the kids are smarter, Alima. They covered the tracks really well.
Oh, I know that. See, that is the scary part. See, kya hai ki I was
That's true.
I was coming back from, for example, आज ही देखो तो I was coming back from doing the grocery shopping, ठीक है, and I was almost close to home कि suddenly out of the blue I see this huge, this car zooming by on a 35-mile zone going like 55 miles, and I hear this screaming and shouting. तो मैंने सोचा कि okay, the windows are down, कुछ लोग हैं तो they must be listening to songs, and you talk loudly, the volume goes by. ठीक है, so this car just zooms past me, and then I see this guy sitting out of the car window.
Oh God.
Sitting out of the car window, sitting out. And I'm sitting there and thinking, what the heck? I mean, does he even know how dangerous that is? And he's screaming at the top of his lungs. What would have happened if he doesn't
Teenagers?
Yeah, a teenager.
Okay.
What would happen if someone did not notice, or he just zoomed by, and what if another car kind of skimmed past him and hit him? Right? I mean, when I say he's sitting out of the window, Neeru, he is sitting out of the window. वो हमारे इंडिया में वो buses होता है ना, वो people will be hanging.
Yeah, I get it.
Exactly.
I get it. I mean,
exactly. And it scared me so much. And I'm sitting and thinking, I'm sure this is wrong.
I think this generation is completely about living in the present.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not worried about what's going to happen or how their actions are going to impact their family or friends or anybody else for that matter.
वही तो डर
So
लगता है ना.
it's a difficult situation
It is
actually. How do you
very-
keep track
Exactly. How
of
do
the
you
children?
keep track? And I'm sitting there and thinking, do I pick up the phone and call 911? Is that Lowell, what would you think? Would you think I should have called up 911 and complained about this car speeding on a 35-mile zone with this guy hanging out of the car?
It's one of those things. You're better off letting the police catch them if they're that stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And believe me, every single, and I was going behind this, and I was like, I hope, where is that cop? Every time there is a cop on my street, where the heck is he today? You know what I'm saying? And there was no cop. I so badly wanted a cop to be there.
Yeah, it's the classic. When you need a cop, they're not there,
Exactly.
and when you don't need them, they're around
They're
you.
everywhere.
A lot,
They're
yeah.
everywhere. But as I was seeing that, Neeru, and it kind of, I was thinking, oh my God, I mean, granted we don't have control over our kids, but I'm thinking, I wish they could use their common sense and try not to do things that are in their control. And, they just are not thinking of the consequences, right?
No, there is no sense of consequence at all.
And the sad part is they know what could go wrong. They have seen it happen. Yet they still want to go and do it. And it is so hard for me as a parent or as a mature adult to accept that these people will be doing these things like that.
Yeah, most of them are like the tempting fate.
Yeah.
See, how far can we push you?
Yeah.
How far can we get away pushing you?
And they don't realize that it could end up in tragic circumstances, and that is such a sad part of this.
But Alima, the best thing you should do, you asked me if you should report that to the police.
Yeah.
I know one thing for sure. If my mom would have saw the same thing when I was a kid and she saw another kid doing that, she would have thought to herself, I got to make sure my kid doesn't do that.
Exactly.
Do that, and then I think you'll do your
exactly.
job. Yeah.
The minute I went home and I sat with my kids and I said, okay, guys, I better not see you guys do this. You do realize how dangerous this could be, right? I mean, but yeah, I had to tell them. I tell them this is what I saw. And I hope that you guys don't get tempted or pushed into from peer pressure in doing those things that is going to be so harmful. But anyway, it just
talking to the teen is very difficult. They don't want to listen. But I think you should always keep the communication lines open between your kids and yourself.
Yeah,
that's very, very important.
I hope ki all the lectures. Well, I don't say lectures. It's not like I give lectures to them, but I can only hope ki whatever we tell them. Whatever they feel they want to listen or they don't want to listen or whatever it is, I hope that at a certain point, whatever we tell them is somewhere sitting at the back of the brain, which can be used at some point in their life. That's all I need for them to know. That's all I need them to know, when I come to a point where I have to make a choice, I better make sure, I'm making the right choice and
It's the
not,
right one.
yeah, the right one. Though, well, but anyways, like I said, those. So if anyone has, I mean, I really do want to know what. See, and also culturally, also Neeru, ki, the culture also makes a big difference. I just kind of curious कि हमारे Indian parents में and everyone, how much are they trying, keeping an eye on their kids on the social forums and things like I opened a Facebook account for my older daughter last week, but of course,
Yeah, same here with my son.
yeah, but of course I have access to it, and I explained to her, I showed her, and I tell her ki what can happen and what cannot happen, and that's all you can do at the point. And
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah,
Ditto.
yeah.
Like I just warned him about things, how
bad it can
when
be. Yeah,
all that,
yeah.
but ultimately you have to trust your child to what you said to right. Because I think at that age it's tussle between your parents, what
Yeah.
they say, what the values instilled in you,
Yeah.
and the peer pressure also.
Oh, I'm sure.
If it's going to be contradicting each other, they've got a choice to make, and we just hope that they'll do the right thing.
That's all we can hope for. That's all we can hope.
And let them know that you're there,
Yep.
whatever. I mean, whenever they want to talk about anything under the sun.
And the important
You're
thing
there
is
to
that
talk to them.
communication. That communication. I mean, all I can say from experience with my children is ki, if they have a problem, the first reaction is not to be angry with them. The first reaction is
Yeah.
not to question them about it. The first reaction is not to make a judgment or pass judgments on them. The first reaction should be to just listen to them.
Listen
Just
carefully. Yes, that's true.
just ask them their side of the story versus you making up your mind and then just
Lashing out at them. Yes.
Exactly. So anyways, remarriage, my goodness, we're talking about social issues nowadays. Remarriage, पुनर्विवाह. Well, वैसे तो पुनर्विवाह में तो you stopped watching it, लेकिन it took a 1-year leap. Unfortunately, Mrs. Gayatri Ji had passed away. She left the show. She left the show due to health reasons, actually. So she had some knee issues and everything, so she couldn't continue. And her character was so very important and critical to it. They couldn't replace her with anyone else. They literally couldn't replace her with anyone else.
Okay.
So इसीलिए they have killed her character, and that kind of ended on Friday.
That's sad.
Yeah, there was a Maha episode, and then that ended on Friday, and then it took a 1-month leap, and then obviously they're continuing with the pregnancy track now for Aarti. So that is kind of going, and then of course the illegitimate or the legitimate son, you may call Akash and Ishi and his wife. So of course there's going to be a lot of issues with property and all that stuff. So Akash got his share of the property. So the house is divided now. There is a huge red line that runs right across the middle of the house. And so on one side is Akash and Ishita, and the other side is the rest of the family and everything. So
Alima, how I wish I see something original on television.
वही तो
They're all
इतना
so
cliche
cliche.
हो
I mean,
गया.
these are the pot boilers.
Exactly, and you
one
will
by one,
and you will not
and it's
believe.
not even happening simultaneously.
Yes.
It's like एक खत्म हुआ दूसरे को लेके आओ और दूसरा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करो उसको सॉल्यूशन ढूंढो फिर अगेन दूसरा प्रॉब्लम लेके आओ so it's so predictable.
Yeah, so predictable, so cliche. तो you will not believe कि मैं अमित से बात कर रही थी last Friday. तो मैंने बोला कि okay, when are you guys coming back onto the show? You know, we miss Mrs. and Mr. Dubey ji. Everyone is asking when they're coming back, and he goes.
So Amit Thakur plays Mr. Dubey ji,
Mr.
right?
Dubey ji, yeah, and because their role is done, and so he's into the other shows and all that stuff. तो मैंने पूछा कि when are you coming back? And he goes, not for a long time, Alima. And I go, oh no, I miss the Dubey ji so much on the show.
I know.
Yeah, and तो बोला कि, you know, Amit, I mean, are you okay with this track going this way? And he goes, well, honestly, no, you know, because क्या है कि पुनर्विवाह lost its charm, to be honest about it.
Are they ending it anytime soon?
No, they're not ending it, but obviously they're going to continue the pregnancy track now. So
Okay.
for that, I think I should say hats off for Kratika for even going through the pregnancy. So you can see the bump and everything. So a lot of people would not want to
Oh,
do that, you know. So
okay.
they are
Okay.
actually moving forward with the track, and of course, अभी social forums में ये बात चल रही है कि अरे यार ये शो का नाम है तो पुनर्विवाह, अभी तो राधा जी है, you know, the affair that Suraj Pratap had, now इनका पुनर्विवाह भी होगा. Title ke,
I know.
you know,
Keep the title right.
and I'm like, oh dear God, that's all we need now, right? Another, but irrespective of it, I think the relation between Gayatri ji and Suraj Pratap was stupendous. I mean, it was superlative and it was excellent. And Zahida ji and Charan were like, I mean, it's amazing. They really stood out in that whole
Okay.
thing, you know. I know you left in the middle, but lekin iske baad, you know, especially the few episodes where the illegitimacy came out and the, you know, the affair came out and all that stuff. Despite all that, you could
Okay.
see that character-wise, though, you know, it really did affect the show. But and like again, despite everything, you know, they stood with each other. They supported each other. They are together. So let's see where the show takes us. But लेकिन क्या है कि, you know, यश and आरती का प्यार तो अमर है. He's obviously over his first wife now. You know, and people want to see their little nook jokes and all that stuff and things like that. तो सोचा कि, you know, मेरा एक black and white का song याद आया.
Okay.
ठीक है, तो मैंने सोचा
और
कि
कोई कलर है?
कलर भी है, कलर भी आ जाएगा, लेकिन ये इन दोनों के लिए और सूरज प्रताप सिंधिया और गायत्री सिंधिया के लिए तो मुझे तो ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट का सॉन्ग
ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट ही जाना पड़ेगा.
ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट ही जाना पड़ा. तो
What
दोस्तों,
song is this?
तो दिस इज फ्रॉम असली नकली.
Okay.
तो दोस्तों, यू आर लिसनिंग टू अलीमा ऑन रंगमंच अलॉन्ग विथ नीरू फ्रॉम इंडिया. अगर आपको बात करना है तो यू वांट टू शेयर विद अस एंड यू वांट टू जॉइन अस, गिव अस अ कॉल एट 408-912-5565 back. Oops, 5565. And जाइएगा मत. I'll be right back.
प्यार अमर, फिर क्यों मुझको लगता है डर. तेरा मेरा प्यार अमर, फिर क्यों मुझको लगता है डर. मेरे जीवन साथी बता, तू दिल धड़के रह
right, guys. I mean, I have to tell you, this is entirely not our radio station's fault. It's entirely the Wi-Fi connection, right? Today, see, even we just seem to be having a bad day with Wi-Fi today. We seem to be getting so many glitches. Neeru, you still with us?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Good. See, we didn't lose you yet.
And
not it. I'm right here.
You know, Chala seems to be our go-to song. Neeru, you have any other suggestions next time?
Yeah, I heard it in between. I was like, okay, again we're doing the remix, and why with the same song?
We should have a technical difficulty playlist.
No, हमने
we go challa.
Yeah,
we go
there we
challa
go.
every time there's a
नहीं,
technical
हमने सोचा
difficulty.
कि people, someone might be questioning us कि ये क्या हो रहा है इस radio station पे कि we suddenly start this song and then it goes into challa and everything remix. But let me tell you, listeners, कि मेरे दोस्तों, it is not. We didn't do anything on purpose. ये तो technical glitch है. So hopefully, for the rest of the show, we will not have any issues or anything. As we move on, I have Savitri next on the list. तो Satya and Savitri का शादी हो गई है नीरू. And of course, the problem है कि she cannot touch him. कि anytime she touches him, कि she goes back into a flashback. So poor thing is going through a lot of stress and things like that.
This is novel, keeping them apart.
हाँ, ये तो novel है because क्या है कि so that is how it is. I mean, they are married now. So and it's important to be married because of course the evil forces want them to be married until they're married. And she gets hold of the holy book. उसको तो उसका past ही नहीं याद आ जाएगा. So that's where it is.
Okay.
तो क्या है कि the person who's guarding the holy book gets killed by this Kulika, I think, the evil Rahu Kalki's sister, right? So when he dies, वो क्या करता है कि he condenses that book into a tiny little blob. He swallows it.
Oh.
He swallows it, and Kulika doesn't know that, so she kills him. So, and he's dead somewhere, and she doesn't even know where this body is lying. So obviously, that book, the little tiny book, is somewhere inside his body. So now, of course, story to chal raha hai na ki to now it's going to be ki under Savitri gets hold of the book, to usko to ye background ya ये
पता नहीं
चलेगा उसका past. So in the meantime, obviously उसका तो issues होगा कि like anytime she just lays a finger on Satya, she just gets back into her flashes of past, and she just becomes very weak and everything and all that stuff. So unfortunately, ये हो रहा है इसकी what is happening. But I have to tell you though, it's still been interesting. It's still been interesting. And then also I think they come across, what do they call what do you call that thing? I'm just trying to remember. I lost my train of thought. Wo Anand mein, what does Amitabh call Rajesh Khanna all the time? Babu something, right?
Babu Moshai.
Babu Moshai. What does that exactly mean? What does that mean?
It's a gentleman. It's a term for a gentleman in Bengal. They address each other like Babu Moshai. It's a way of addressing a person.
It's in the sense कि क्या है कि
gentleman.
क्या है कि I think a new entry comes into the show and they call him Babu Moshai, but I think he's actually sent by the good gods to kind of guard them.
They're still in Bengal. The story is still in Bengal.
It is in. I want to say. I believe it is still in Bengal. I think.
It's still in Bengal.
I can't remember the city name right now from the top of my head, but yes, it is still there.
Okay.
So no, actually the show अच्छा चल रहा है. I mean, it's not like it's obviously Life OK पे तो ऐसा ही shows चल रहा है. No, देवों का देव has been a very big hit. In fact, सुना है कि देवों का देव तो they even released DVDs on the show.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It would be the first, I feel.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, last month कहीं पढ़ा है कि देवों का देव का DVDs release हुआ है, and I thought, wow, that is something good. I mean, यहाँ है तो people ने गीत का DVDs के बारे में तो 2 years से fight कर रहे हैं.
I know why we're not doing it, because US में तो release हो जाते हैं. Once a season is over.
Yeah.
The DVDs get released even before the next season starts.
Yes, they do.
So I don't know why we're not following, because there is a crowd who still watch it.
So they can make a lot of money, yaar. On gig
DVDs. But there's a reason also why, because most of the episodes are available on YouTube.
Yes, they are.
While US shows aren't.
That's true. That is true. You can't watch all of these US shows everywhere. I think, lekin Hulu mein to you can watch a lot of shows. Hulu, right, Lowell? Hulu.com or something. I remember you.
Cool Toad.
No, HULU.
Oh,
HULU.
Hulu. HULU.
Yeah. You should be able to watch, I think, literally anything on that website, I think. Right?
It's one of the few places I watch TV without being illegal online, right?
Yeah.
It's legal.
Yeah, there you go. So you can pretty much watch that. To those whom we've been talking about Savitri, of course, now the evil forces have to always keep an eye on on their competition and everything. Like I said, it's the show is actually doing really well. If anyone is into the paranormal, into contemporary mythological, I should say, because it's not really mythological, but the stories in the contemporary, in the current thing. So Neeru, you should really give it a watch. I mean, if you ever just want to catch it, a few episodes. बहुत ही interesting है तो and then and have you been watching Khoobsurat?
No, just glimpse through it. Not exactly.
Well, it's doing all right. But the TRPs have been pretty low. In fact, they have reduced. For me, the main character, Aradhya, seems to be very stupid and goofy for her age. I mean, I can't seem to relate to her. And in fact, the same thing. I was talking about the show because it's coming out of the Sumit Mittal production house. The story is coming out of their kitty. So I've been talking about the show to them, and I said, Ki, I know you want Ehsas to be like this dark-colored guy with little scars and stuff on his face.
They went overboard, I think. It looks very artificial.
वही तो मैंने बोला कि अरे भाई, you can keep maybe 4 or 5 pimples. He already has a scar on his cheek. वो dark है, तो why do you need to put 25 pimples on his face? कि थोड़ा ज्यादा नहीं हुआ. And Amit goes,
it's like how people reacted to a show called Beauty and the Beast. Jay Ryan is supposed to be the monster beast, but he's such a hunk of a guy. It's like, where's the beast? You don't want to revolt people. You don't want to antagonize the people with. You don't want to please them also, but you want to show them as someone who is not very pleasing on the eye.
Right.
So they mishmash it and come up with something.
Yeah, realistic hona hai na.
More drastic.
Yeah, it has to be realistic. You just can't go put like, okay, I want 25 pimples on this guy's face. Ko to dala. And I'm sitting and thinking, ki bhai, you've made him dark. You put a scar on his face. Plus you put 25 pimples on it. And then Amit goes ki, Are Alima, main kya karu? It's the channel's decision. I'm thinking, you always blame the channels on these things. You guys sit and blame each other. But it put me off. It put me off ki, it just doesn't seem to be realistic. It just wasn't realistic. And I said, इसीलिए तो आपका TRPs तो, come hai. What are we going to do about it? So anyway, they're trying to fix it seems, and to see if it's going to get bumped up in the next couple of weeks. So even Aradhya's character with being the goofiness and her, her little silliness and everything is being worked on, I believe. So देखेंगे तो क्या होगा. We are getting close to the top of the hour. I am going to be coming right back after the, commercials and everything, and I'm going to end with a song, come back with the top of the hour commercials. Stay put as we go into our second hour with Rangmunch with Alima and Neeru.
For more information on how to get your own show on Desi 1170 AM, give us a call at 408-440-0851 or send us an email to Desi 1170 AM at AOL.com.